Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik. My dear friends and fellows, look, while we are living a life, we have to do certain things and several things in our life. Out of all those several and certain things, our profession and our career is very, very important. And it is that much important. We are spending so much of the time upon it on a regular basis. We are giving the quality time to it and the quantity time to it as well. Why do I call it the quality time? Because we reach at a workplace in the morning, spend almost the whole working day over there. So that is why the quality time on the one hand and the quantity time on the other hand, we people are seen spending, consuming at our workplace, at our job, at our career, at our profession. That is so it all shows that this place or this responsibility, this work is very, very important to us. We should never ever forget all that. Dear friends, if at all it is that much important, it actually means that since we are drawing all the money from it, and since that money being drawn from here is being consumed upon everything else we are trying to do, upon everything else we are trying to do. So that is why it is so much important indeed. Dear friends, and if at all our workplace is that much important, our job, our career, our business is that much important. So I think that we are trying to perform better and better and better at that place. But despite all that we want to perform better, not necessarily we succeed in performing better over there. Not necessarily we succeed in performing better over there. It all actually mean, my dear friend, that we do have to be sensible enough, careful enough, and we don't have to do certain bad things at our workplace. We should be conscious about it. We should be aware about it, and we should not be doing those things which are actually very bad for our career, for our job. This is going to be the topic of our today's discussion, and we will talk upon it in such a manner. Want to be taken seriously at work, want to be taken seriously at work, stop doing these 15 things. Okay, what are those 15 things which we have to stop doing? First of all, it is the constant complaining. Once we complain or criticize, what does happen, that the other side is supposed to come into action, or at least supposed to analyze whether whatever we have been complaining about is true or not. So if at all we are seen complaining constantly, permanently, all the time, most of the time, what will happen then, that the people, no one else will take us seriously at all. They will think that maybe it is our favorite pastime to keep complaining. So excessive amount of the complaints that are really bad, and we must be avoiding all that. Constant complaining must be avoided. Number two, being too loud. Mean, if at all we need to communicate to one person, but this communication is being listened by several people, it actually means that we are too loud, and we should not be too loud. Actually, we shouldn't be. We should try to restrain our talk to the person we want them to listen. Number three, gossiping. Gossiping is a social evil, and we are seen talking about the personal life of the people, and sharing the information which are unverified, which are not true at all. So gossiping, it will not create a kind of respect for us at our workplace. Number four, oversharing. And if at all we want to share it with something else with one person, but we have shared it with several people, or if at all we were supposed to share certain informations only, but we have shared so many excessive, unnecessary, unneeded information. That is also called the oversharing, and this oversharing actually creates the problem. It creates the misunderstanding, and it actually means it comes into the loose talk. We don't have to do neither the gossiping nor the oversharing. Now, the number five thing we need to avoid at our workplace is living one living on your phone. Phone is a wonderful Smartphone is a wonderful invention indeed. But still, everything else has its place, and it must not be used. It must not be used excessively. If at all we are seen consuming too much of the time on our smartphone, this will actually mean that we are doing not doing the right thing at all. We need to avoid that. Number six, being tardy. What is that? Being tardy, it is being late or failing to deliver on time. Being tardy mean either we appear at our workplace, at our job, later than when we are supposed to arrive, or we don't deliver the things on time. So both of these things are very bad, and we actually need to avoid that. Being tardy. Number seven, saying it saying it's not my job. Saying it's not my job. So whose job is it? I think if it is my job indeed, then I should not be refusing that it's not my job. If it's my job, it should be my job. And we need to understand clearly what responsibilities have we been assigned and we have accepted. Then I think that we need to stick to that. And number eight thing which we need to avoid, taking feedback like it's you are lashing out, like you are drowning, like you are crumbling. No, feedback, it is a part of growth. Feedback is important to learn and to grow. But if at all we feel annoyed upon our feedback, I think this is not a good attitude at all. We need to avoid it. Never be somebody like that at all. Taking We need to take back We need to take the feedback quite positively, because it will help us a lot in learning and growing. It is actually a part of the growth. Number 9, overplaying the politics game. Some of the people, there is a fine line between networking and blatant brown nosing. I think that it is absolutely bad doing the politics. A person does come into the notice of another person, the person who is doing the politics. I think we must be avoiding the politics. It is really bad. And because the politics, sooner or later, this person comes into the notice that he is trying to downplay another person, or this person is trying the another two people to fight with each other, so that this person could enjoy, or this person feel that they are damaging each other. I am happy and my career will improve. Politics, sooner or later, anybody and everybody who is playing politics will be exposed, and it is not possible that this person remains hidden. I think that so for all that reason, we should not be overplaying the politics. And number 10 is making communication blunders. What is this, by the way? Making communication blunder. Communication is one of the most important skill. I think anybody and everybody who is gifted with a good communication skill, I think that they people are really great, and they can earn a lot. They can make a very good place at their work. So I think that we should be careful about the communication, and we should be trying to communicate whatever exactly we want to communicate. Sometimes it does happen that we are willing to say something else, but what the other person has perceived, that is quite an opposite thing. So for all that reason, some of the communication does create a lot of confusion. We do have to make the things clear, and we do have to make sure that the other person has got whatever we wanted them to get, and that is a very good communication. Communication blunders, making communication blunders we have to avoid. Number 11, under dressing. Dressing is important, and it we must dress according to our job, according to our profession. And I think if it is not according to that, obviously it will not be considered something good, something good in the company we are working with, we are working for. So, dressing properly, underdressing. Number 12, over promising and under delivering. Some of the people, they are seen talking too much. They are making so many of the big promises. They are creating so many of the expectations, but they later on fail to deliver, and that's not a good thing at all. We should not be creating so many and so much of the expectations in the minds of the other people by over promising by or in any other way. Never create too many of the expectations in the minds of the people. And now it comes to the issue matter of delivery. I think that we should be delivering, we should be focused upon delivering better and better. And this very good and better delivery, I think that this will get the job done. And we should instead of making the promises, instead of creating and enhancing the expectation, it is far better to concentrate upon delivery. We need to deliver better, we need to perform better, and that is how we can win, that is how we can succeed. And over promising and under delivering must be avoided. Number 13, passing the buck. Passing the buck. Evading responsibility and pointing fingers. Passing the buck. We need to take the responsibility, and if at all we are responsible for that, if at all we it is our responsibility, so why to avoid it? Why to pass the buck? And why to point fingers at the other people? Because that will ruin our career, and it will actually create a difficult situation for us at our workplace, at our job or profession. So I think that we should not be passing the buck at all. It is far better to take the responsibility, and it is far better to not to point the finger upon anyone else. Passing the buck. And now the number 14. Number 14 is being messy. Messy. A cluttered workplace is a cluttered mind. It is known that cluttered workplace is a cluttered mind. So we don't need to be a messy person at all. Rather, we need to be clear enough. On the one hand, unnecessary things should not be there at our workplace, and the necessary thing must be arranged and organized in the right way. And thirdly, everything else must be clean. So messy, being messy, obviously it's a very negative point if at all we want to do a job. And 15, the last is forgetting forgetting the small courtesies. Doing a courtesy, that is really important. And courtesy, and we should not be forgetting the small courtesies to create a kind of respect in the minds and the hearts of the people. This is all really important if we want to create a good image of ours in the organization we are working for. I think we need to avoid these blunders. We need to avoid these blunders. Thank you.